With Celsius Network, you can get yields on your cryptocurrencies. As we all know, bitcoins are limited and cannot simply be created out of thin air. So where does the company Celsius get the yield? And how is it possible that they can give you interest on your crypto? In this video, we'll see if Celsius is a scam or a Ponzi scheme, or if you can grow your crypto there. Disclaimer: nothing I say in this video is financial advice. This video is for educational purpose only. Don't forget, do always your own research. So why get interest on your bitcoins at all? 5% yield per year doesn't sound like much at first, but the result compounding interest is massive. Let's do a quick calculation as an example. Let's say you have 50 million satoshis or 0.5 bitcoins. Let's assume this money is for your retirement. So basically, you want to keep these bitcoins forever. Now you can just put your bitcoins on a hardware wallet and wait 30 years. Or you put your 50 million satoshis in Celsius and get yield. How much? Let's assume one bitcoin will be worth 2 million USD in 30 years. Of course, these are all made up numbers. Bitcoin could be worth way more in 30 years, or also less. With compound interest, your 0.5 Bitcoin will turn in 2.16 Bitcoin after 30 years. So from 1 million USD you would have if you simply keep your Bitcoin in a hardware wallet to 4.32 million USD. Sounds good, right? But don't forget, not your keys, not your Bitcoins. If you give away your coins, you have no longer control over them. So in this example, if Celsius loses your coins or scams you and runs away with the coins, you won't get them back. So the question is it safe enough to trust your coins on Celsius? And to get the answer, we have to ask ourselves, where is this yield coming from? Who is behind the company Celsius Network? The company owner is called Alex Mashinsky. Alex Mashinsky is the inventor of Voice over IP, VoIP, and has made his goal to revolutionize cryptocurrencies with Celsius. Celsius is the first company who started giving interest on crypto. Before Celsius, you just had to hope that the value of the coin would go up. You didn't earn any yield on them. So let's hear from Alex Mashinsky himself, the CEO, where the interest is coming from.
So there's a lot of confusion about where yield comes from, and we keep going back and comparing apples and oranges when we talk about, for example, stocks or bonds that pay certain dividends versus DeFi versus, for example, doing farming or doing all kind of like really high risk things. So really it's important that each person understands the different families that generate yield. Like, how do you generate yield? So for example, if you bought a basket of dividend paying stocks, that you would probably earn about 2.5% per year, and that's a pretty safe source of yield because the companies that earn that money pay you that dividend. Some of them are banks, some of them are phone companies, and so on. So we know exactly how they are generating profit and how much of that profit they are distributing to shareholders every quarter. And that's the yield that is being paid. Same way, Celsius generates a certain amount of profit by lending assets, right? It's similar to what banks do. Banks lend assets as well. But we lend them out on a short-term basis. We don't do loans. These are not loans to build a new building or to purchase certain factory items like banks do when they lend companies money. We lend financial assets so financial players can basically transact or generate income for themselves from arbitrage, from market making, from sometimes shorting certain stocks or certain digital assets. So all these things you can look online. Again, you can go on Google and do a search for securities lending, and we are the equivalent to that in the digital world. So Celsius invented this category. We created that out of scratch, right? We created the ability for the people who are long only, the hodlers, to earn additional yield on their assets, on their Bitcoin, on their Ethereum, while they're sitting on those assets, right? So the idea is that these assets, instead of just sitting in cold storage, could be generating yield at a low risk. The key is to get high yield at a low risk, and by doing that, you can effectively increase, not just have compounding income, but basically increase your assets, or get more and more Bitcoin or more and more Ethereum into your wallets, right? And that's what we've been doing for the last several years, very successfully. We've distributed over $100 million worth of interest income to our community, and really generating yield that sometimes is up to 100 times more than what your bank pays you on your dollars. So that's really the scarcity of money in the digital asset world. The scarcity of these assets is what allows us to charge anywhere between 7 and 15% from institutions, from exchanges, from DEXs, to basically deliver that income to our community.
I personally think Celsius is very reliable. I have my coins invested there and I really don't worry about it. For me, it's the same like having the coins sitting on an exchange. I'd rather be earning some yields on them instead of having them on an exchange collecting dust. How does it work to earn interest with Celsius? If you also want to earn yields on Celsius, click the link below and get 50 USD in Bitcoin for free if you transfer 400 USD worth of crypto. The BTC rewards will be unlocked 30 days after the initial transfer. Celsius is made very simple. Just register for Celsius and then buy or send your crypto there. As soon as the coins are on Celsius, you'll be earning yields, which are getting paid every Monday. You don't have to put them in a special earning wallet or freeze them for a certain amount of days or anything like that. It's made really easy and simple. And the good thing too, you can access your Bitcoins anytime. So thank you very much for tuning in. Smash the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to create the life you like with financial independence.